because of the name and your name. What does it mean knowing your own name and all the story?
Well, the truth is, I've always hated my name, and because my real name is Michael Holbrook Penniman Jr. So I preferred being Mika. I mean, it's just because also it was the name of my father. It is the name of my father, and ever since I was a baby, I was called Mika. And then I made my own music, so I was like trying to show that I could really just be Mika and forget. Ho querido olvidar el mio nome civil, but it's not possible. Sometimes you have to admit, you have to make peace, haciendo paz con la parte del mio padre, la storia del mio padre, la mia identidad. Es una cosa muy importante para mí. Yo tengo 36 años. Si no puedo hacer paz ahora, ¿cuándo puedo hacerlo? Perdón, pero mi español es muy débil.
Very good Spanish. I wanted to ask you because you have been doing a lot of things, you share messages throughout your career, you share many important stuff throughout all these years you've been on stage. And since you were a little kid, you moved from your origin, from your country to Europe because something terrible was happening there. This is something terrible as well. How do you take music and this chance to share such a message of breast cancer awareness like this?
I think, the most amazing thing about music is that you can write about the saddest things in the world and you can find hope in it. And that's the power of music, and that's the power in no matter what style of music you make. And so often the happiest songs are inspired by the saddest situations, which means that it's also possible to raise awareness in a way where you can kind of attract people towards it with light, with joy, with humor, with emotion, with color. And I think that that's why music lends itself so well to something like breast cancer awareness. Everyone deals with cancer. Everyone. I mean, there's people that say that in the future, within 20 years, 1 in 4 people, or 1 in 3 people are going to be affected by cancer in the world. I personally am dealing with a family member, my mother, who's now suffering from cancer. And I wrote an album also to respond to that. And so I'm very happy to be here today because I think that music has a way of raising awareness with a light-hearted spirit without losing the realness of the message.
I actually also wanted to ask you about music in general, music on TV, because you've been part of The Voice, you've been part of the X Factor in Italy.
Yeah.
Eurovision is there. Eurovision was something controversial this year in Israel.
Yeah.
Something happened there. I don't know if you like Eurovision, if you have ever been proposed to go to Eurovision.
You know, the thing is, you can hate Eurovision as much as you want, but it's always there. And it's just like... And so on the one hand, I'm like, ABBA came from Eurovision, Celine Dion did Eurovision, and I'm a songwriter, and a lot of my friends who are professional songwriters, who are not singers, they write songs for Eurovision just for fun. But the problem is that I just had the impression that no matter how good the song is, you're not going to win unless there's a gimmick, unless you're wearing a funny costume, or unless there's, I don't know, it's so for me personally, I'm not very tempted by it, but I've got to tell you, sitting there with a drink, with a beer, and with popcorn watching Eurovision is a delicious moment. I did it once, and I'm used to it because I grew up in the UK, but now I'm in America, and in America I sit there with my American friends and I try and watch Eurovision. They're just looking, they're like, what is this shit? I'm like, you don't understand.
You have actually seen it on The Voice in France.
Yeah.
And I don't know if you know Bilal Hassani, the one that represented France this year.
Yes.
He tried to share a message, a really important message of acceptance.
Yes.
How do you take that opportunity in order to share messages in front of a wide audience as Europe is? I
mean, I think you can share messages in everything you do, from your videos, whether it's talking about discrimination or homophobic issues. I think it's really important to understand that there's a way of dealing with messages artistically. That messages are not just something you give to the postman or stick in an email. So I think it's good. It's really important. However, it's always important to do it artistically, and it's always important to do it with a certain lightness, because, if Paul McCartney was able to do it and John Lennon, then, if they did it, then everyone should be able to do it, because they're the ultimate reference in pop music.
Thank you very much
for
your time.